Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to the Darts Review channel. As you might have seen, Shot Darts have brought out some new darts for their well-established ranges, and the ones I'm going to be checking out in this video is the Shot Celt TORANOS, I think that's how you say it. And this is a kind of a ray weighted long tapered barrel, so it might be a good one for you ray grippers. Let's check it out. I'm reviewing the 24 gram version, the 90% tungsten. They're also in 23, 25 and 26 steel tip, 18 and 20 gram in soft tip, and retail for £79.95. So once again it comes in the Shot cardboard packaging. Again you've got your graphical artwork exploring the theme Celt. I can't get my finger onto it, there you go. I need smaller fingers. Inside you got this foam inlay holding everything in place, and the comes applied with the koi in between carbon stems, and what look to be another nicely designed set of small standard flights. It looks like a tree, I think. The dart's fitted with the Celt etched points, and it's a missile shaped barrel. You got this long tapered half, and then it kind of like bulges out, and a gentle taper on the ray, so probably ray weighted for ray grippers. But this section is quite grippy. It's kind of like almost like a knife edged grip. I don't think you can see it there, but you'll see it better in the close up. And it's got that nice blue PCT coating on, and the ray half is just a more simple ring and groove grip, but again good level of grip there. And at the very end of the barrel looks like it's that same knife edge grip. So apart from that small bit on the very front and the ray, there's grip the full length. But once again, nice looking dart from Shot, and very nice shape to that one. And there's the koi in between carbon stems, and another set of very neatly done flights. I think it's a tree. Or is it trees and waves? It's something to do with nature anyway, but there you go. So once again you've got that Celt pattern etched into the point, and a smooth tapered section at the very front, and then you got this big long taper which is made of these sections of kind of like a knife edge style ring and groove grip with lateral cuts, and that blue PCT coating, very striking blue, certainly contrasts well against the silvery tungsten. And then as you get towards the mid and rear section, it's a more normal ring style grip, thin rings and slightly wider rings, and I think the grooves are the same width all the way. And then on the very end of the barrel you've got a little bit more of that kind of knife edged ring grip, and then just a smooth taper on the end. So that's the super close look at the Shot Celt TORANOS darts. Darts fit with a 29mm Celt etched points. You've got a smooth front there of 4mm, part of that long taper, which then continues with that kind of knife edge style grip in, I think it's 4 or 5 bands, with the blue PCT coating in the grooves, 24.3mm, and then on the rear to mid section it's a ring and groove grip, 15mm, some more of that knife edged grip, 6.4mm, small smooth section on the end, 2.3mm, length 52mm, widest 7.4mm. 24.08 grams. 24.06 grams. And 24.08. Full setup 25.96 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached, and with the supplied setup, And this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. Decent level of grip for most of the dart, probably 7 at most. Let's give them a throw and see how they go. Now, as you know, I always say I'm not a fan of holding a thin taper, but there's some darts where I might like them just because the dart itself is quite fun to hold, but it's mainly because it goes so thin and it just feels like I'm holding the point. Treble 5 champion. Actually flying through the air, arrow, smooth like that. Ooh. It's got quite a nice shape to it. It reminds me a little bit of the Fallon Sherrick style, so it might be a nice one for mid and rear grippers. The grip on this front section's got a little bit of grippiness to it, like. So there may be front grippers who like this kind of style, but I always find it a little bit on the thin side. But they went through the air rather nice. I suppose it's just what you get used to as well. I mean, if I played with these all the time, then I'd probably start liking them. But even though they're not what I would normally go for as a front gripper, I think the problem I have when it's so thin as well is sometimes I can't get like the sensation of it, like grip wise, like the thickness of it, which lets me know when to release, sort of thing. It's a bit hard to explain. He bloody says, is he at a 180? High power, I can feel it all right. Yes! I can't believe that. Just forget everything I said. I'm going to switch to rear grippers. Rear balance darts, I mean. That's what I think made me my second or third 180 of the year, because I haven't hardly played that much. Like I say, most of the throwing that I've done of the darts is only been on the reviews, because like I say, I'm trying to rest the elbow as much as possible, but I think I'll leave it there for my front grip. I'll try the mid section. Now obviously it gets a bit chunkier around the mid, but if you're going exactly in the middle, you can a little bit on half of them rings out the front and half on the kind of normal type ring and grooves. I'll have to have another try from there, because I haven't settled down. Every time I hit a 180, it never gets settled. But I think it's a really nice one for rear grippers in terms of the balance. And when I get it through the air with a nice release, it just goes in a perfect, like, almost like a flat. It's not quite flat, there's still an arc there, but it's just like watching an arrow. The way it goes, dead smooth. I'll try the rear section now. I think this may not work for me, but if you're a natural rear gripper, I think you'll probably find it really nice in terms of the balance. Just notice that little section on the very end. It's almost like a kind of a bump feel there because it tapers. But I'll stick on the wide rings and grooves. Now that one went perfectly smooth, but nowhere near the target. Oh, hurt my elbow a bit, that last one. Let's have another try from that rear section. Treble 5 champion. Treble nothing champion. I think it's my elbows bothering me now. One last go. So I get too excited, and that's why I don't think my elbow's ever going to get better. I can't stop throwing sometimes when I've started. They were flying nicer. Yeah, that's a lot better. So, even though it didn't do too bad for me as a front gripper, normally I wouldn't really use this kind of a thin tapered dart for myself, but I'd still say it's probably going to be best for rear grippers simply because of the balance. And obviously I'm not a natural rear gripper, so it will definitely work better for you if you're a rear gripper. But there may be some fronties that'll be happy with it, and mid grippers as well. I think you'll be okay, but I think mid and rear, or just in between that, is where the best is for the balance. Grip sections, I would say the very end of the barrel is probably just as grippy as the front, but the part where the best balance is probably a little bit less grippy. So there you go. But if you like to spread your fingers along the barrel and you like grip near the front, then fine. So that's the shot Celt TORANOS. I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a better look at them, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.